Good afternoon, everyone. About doing what you love and loving what you do, because that is something I've not achieved much in life. I've only just started, so that is the only thing that I've done, and it has seemed to work out for me. So I would like to discuss about that with you. Okay, when I was a kid, for me, the world was divided into two parts. Some of the time, adults were making us do things that we did not want to do, and we referred to that as work. And at the other times, we were allowed to do whatever we wanted to do, and we considered it as playing. And the world was divided into two kinds of people. There were grown-ups and then there were kids. We were kids, we were allowed to do anything we wanted to do. Most of the time, we were allowed to play. And then grown-ups, like some kind of a cursed race, always had to work. So life was fun for us. But then things changed, we grew up. First 10th boards came, and then 12th boards. And then half of the country was spending nights up studying for competitive examinations, ending up into engineering colleges, like all of us are, except me, I guess. So things change, and then this idea comes to my mind that what if what we do, our work, can give us pleasure at the same time? I mean, what if we work and play at the same time? We can work and have fun with it. So that's what I'm going to talk about today. Sometimes in life, we end up in circumstances in which it is inevitable. It will happen and we cannot change it. So we need to accept those things. Like for example, I was in my 6th semester of graduation. I was doing B Pharmacy. It's a 4-year course. I was in the 3rd year when I wrote my first book. And by that time, I had already decided that I did not want to make a career in pharmacy. But I still haven't decided to become a full-time author. But then it was decided that I did not want to do anything in pharmacy. So that did not mean that I would leave my graduation course, because I'd already spent like 2.5 years in it, and spending 1.5 more years would, I mean, it was inevitable. We have to accept the situation we are in, and then we have to move on. And then there are times that when we can see our future in a way, and then we know that we cannot deal with it going like that. The same happened with me. When I was studying, I was doing a pharmacy course, and I could see myself that after my course is over, I'll be going to a 9-to-5 job, and then eventually get married to someone my parents choose, and then my life will be over. So I had to do something about it, and that's why I tried to find an escape. That escape was love at Facebook, and that's how I wrote my first book. So that's what I mean. Either you can accept what you cannot change, or otherwise if you cannot accept how you see your life going, you need to change it, because no one else will do it for you. Now, we are human beings, we are complicated beings, we are multi-layered, multifaceted. Like Preeti has said, she does so many things, she loves so many things, and she is lucky to be good at everything. But most of us, we cannot pick everything we like to as a career. So how do we select that one thing that we can take up as a career and be good at it and make a living out of it too? So there are basically 3 points that we should take into our mind. First of all, you should be good at what you're doing. Secondly, you should enjoy what you're doing. And the third one is that it should give you a sense of purpose and meaning. So that that is something that is your passion, and that is something you can take up. So, like Preeti said again, fear of failure is something that holds everyone back. I recently heard a TED talk by James Cameron. While the making Avatar was being made, he went to NASA, and the NASA goes with the motto saying failure is not an option. So what James Cameron had to say about it was, if failure is not an option, no one will take risk. So this is something that is a major flaw in the structure of NASA, that you cannot see even if two teams are playing, one will win, one will lose. So failure is inevitable in every field of life. So failure is definitely an option, fear is not. So only those of us who brave our fears and try to do something out of the box succeed. There are like 4 things that you should consider before. That's not for you. Okay. There are 4 things that you should consider before you take something up as a career. First of all, you enjoy doing it, but you're not good at it. Like for example, I love singing. I used to love singing, but then I learned it the hard way that I'm really bad at it. I gave it a try once in a auditorium full of like 500 people, and I had another friend with me singing. I can't even name the song right now because it was so embarrassing. People were actually on the verge of throwing rotten tomatoes at us. So I would love to be a rock star, but I cannot be a rock star, so I have to accept it, right? So just because you love doing something does not mean you can make a career out of it, because you should be good at it. The second point is, you love something, but then you don't like the work associated with it, because you cannot just do one thing and when I thought I would become a writer, I just saw the glamorous part of it. I did not see the hard work it takes. I mean, when I thought of becoming an editor, I was like, imagine I'll be paid to read books. How amazing can that be? But then it's not like that. You have to stay up nights. You have to get every last comma right, because critics are like, you can imagine what a pain they are. They go down to the last comma and then they say, this person sucks, she does not know how to write, how can she be an editor, how can she be a writer? So, even while writing, you have to stay up nights, you have to stress your mind, and you have to sit for hours at a row. So, when you're doing one thing, you also have to consider the work associated with it, and that's how things work. Third is emotional attachment. Mr. Harris, the writer of the very famous vampire series True Blood, once said that the best writers are those who do not get emotionally attached to their characters and their stories. Because those writers who are attached to their stories do not listen to the editors, they do not let people make changes in their book, because the scene matters to them, and it might be close to their heart, but in the book, it does not fit and it seems useless. So they do not let changes happen in their books, and they end up coming up with very random scenes and random episodes that do not make sense. They're not funny, they're not romantic, they're nothing. So same happens in entrepreneurship. You take up a project, and if it's a pet project and if it's something you have always wanted to do, you would not know if you're failing, if you should quit it, and if you should crash it. So you should not be too emotionally attached to your project. And the fourth one is, when I was preparing for this talk, I googled do what you love. Like I googled everything under the sun. So I googled do what you love, and Google came with an option of do what you love and starve. And that got me thinking that obviously you cannot do something that does not pay you, because now that we are talking about taking something up as a career, you need to make a living out of it, you need to earn. So this is the fourth point. You may love eating, for example, but then no one will pay you for it. So obviously it does not make sense. So the 4 points are, you should be good at it, you should take care of the work associated, you should make a living out of it, and overall, whenever you choose something, you'll have to take care of a lot of things. Also, there is no such thing as no exit, because most of the time we do not take something up because of 2 reasons. One of it is that we're lazy. We're all engineers, you're all engineers. Laziness is a way of life for us. So we do not actually make enough effort to do it. We're like, chalo ho jayega, kar lenge. But वो खुद थोड़ी ना हो जाता है, करना पड़ता है. So it's like that. And the other thing is courage. To do something that no one else does, to do something that is out of the box. You worry about things like what will people say, how much money will I earn from it, will it work out, will it not. why leave the safety of a 9 to 5 job to do something that might end up badly? So courage and laziness are the two things that are stopping you. No one else is stopping. No one else will actually come to stop you. People always have things to say, and they keep saying those things. Mr. Rahul Kapoor said, we need triggers to do everything. For example, when I write books, there are a lot of critics that talk a lot of things about me. They say very bad things. But the thing is that I keep writing because with every book I write, the critics get harder, but the books sell way more than the last one. So I don't think I'm going to stop writing. So the critics actually act as a trigger. They make me work harder. They make me try to improve myself and come up with a better book, because I know that since those people hate me, they'll definitely read my next book and then they'll criticize that too. So that it motivates you. It triggers you to do a better job. So as an ending note, I would like to say that we're all 21, 22-year-olds, so we do not have to worry about wasting time. We can go with our passion. We can waste a few years of our life, but what are a few years in a lifetime, right? So do give yourself a chance and do try to do something that you really want to do, if you're good at it, obviously. And if you're not, you can always learn. We are young people. We can learn. So thank you.